Percy. It's 6 AM in the morning. Little Percy has probably been one of the best islands that we've come across just yet. It's an amazing place. It was just awesome. I wish we could have stayed for a bit longer.
We're absolutely hammering along. We've got full rig up and we're getting about 20 knot northerly over the deck. We're making over 8 knots. Records so far about 8.6, 8.7 knots. We're absolutely flying. We're at the point where really we should be thinking about putting a reef in, but I don't expect the wind to get any stronger, so we're going to stick with it. Certainly it's going to help to peel off those 65 nautical miles we've got to make today. I didn't expect us to make this sort of speed this early in the morning. This is Keswick Island at the very bottom of the start of the central Whitsundays island group, and there was about 65 miles we did today since 6 o'clock this morning. It took us about 10, maybe 10 and a half hours to get here, so we've done really well. The boat was cranking along for most of the day and really only needed to use the engine for the first half an hour and then maybe the last half an hour just to come in and out of the anchorage. This is just one more beautiful anchorage that we've seen, especially since we left Great Keppel Island, really. The coast up this way has just become really spectacular. And we're getting these northerly breezes, which is opening up a lot of anchorages that normally would be inaccessible. So, you know, I think we've been exceptionally lucky to get the conditions we have. The next morning, we sailed into the Whitsunday Islands Central Group. Wow. It's so nice to be home. And the Whitsunday Islands, there's just anchorages everywhere. It's hard to describe how nice it is to be home. Sailing through the islands, just beautiful. Our first stop, Caves Cove and Hook Island. Picked up a public mooring right next to the coral. Time for a swim.
Alright, so we just went snorkeling off this place, I forgot the name, but it was pretty cool. We saw tons of big fish that we really wanted to spear, but we're not sure if we can spear fish, so we wanted to make sure before we did. And we also found some turtles. I lied, one turtle. It was a cool little small turtle. He popped his head up and was like, "Oi, g'day." So, you know, it's beautiful Whitsundays. It's nice to be home.
After a gorgeous night on the mooring, we put the sails up and headed towards Woodwark Bay, one of the fewer and less visited places in the Whitsundays, and we were hoping for a quiet, secluded spot. It wasn't long before we saw some rain on the horizon, and then the rain came. The rain did clear and we found time to get to the beach. A secluded, sandy beach, rarely visited. With our plan to do a little fishing that night, we needed some bait. And our efforts paid off with some grassy sweetlet passing under the boat around about sunset. But the delivery trip had to come to an end sometime. The next day, we're heading back to Airlie Beach. You know, I'm constantly impressed by this boat. She's currently pointing, I've got the autopilot set to the wind vane, and she's pointing at 35 degrees into the wind. And she's making a good six knots into about 10 to 15 knots of true wind speed. She absolutely cranks, and when the wind comes up to that 15 mark, 15 knots true wind speed, then she's flying along at 7, even 8 knots. So we were having a fantastic sail, but the rain was never far away. So we're getting an awesome little rain squall. Not a lot of wind in it, but certainly plenty of rain. And we're nearly home, but this will pass. The sun will come out very soon. You happy to be going home, mate?
Yeah, no. The weather's not pretty top right now, but I'm looking forward. We're almost back.
And the rain did clear as we entered the port of Airlie, Starlight's new home. As we made our way into port of Airlie Beach, I was thinking back to the 1300 nautical miles we'd just done and all the experiences we'd had along the way. How on earth were we going to top this in a new video series of Series 2? Well, here's a look back at Series 1 and some of the highlights we had. So hit the subscribe button. Stick around for Series 2. We've got some fantastic ideas. It's going to be a great year. Thanks for your support.